Hashem, thank you, Lord, for that delicious shower. And thank you for 17 years of being a father. And thank you for 7 or 6 years of being an estranged father. Like, I feel this. I really never considered this before. But how many dads, how many fathers have experienced being an estranged father? And how many sons have experienced being estranged sons? What's up, man? I feel like that's I feel like that's a rarity. That's a rarity that doesn't get celebrated very often. And what's fucked up about it is, and I don't want to put words in anyone's mouth at all. That's like, I hate doing that. I don't like generalizing sometimes. Like I get nervous when I generalize. So, and I don't like putting words in people's mouths because I don't like when people put words in my mouth. So I do my best to like be mindful of when I catch myself do it. So it's like, all right. But I can't help it. Like I get this like weird, itchy feeling. Like my son's mother and her family, they want me out of the boy's life, and that they want me to feel bad about not being in his life. Does that make sense? Like I feel like there's like malicious intent behind a lot of the recourse that came from my marriage, from the dissolution of my marriage. Dissolution? I don't know if that's the right word. Dissolving? Dissolution? I think dissolution is the right word. I mean, I think that means the same thing. Like, dissolving, ending, fading away. But I don't know. I have this whole scenario that plays out in my head and I don't know if any of it's true. But you know what? I've also come to the point, and this is really important. Thank you, Hashem. That it's important to not hide from feelings like that. Like if you feel, do you ever see, you know, Kill Bill, right? Seen Kill Bill? Specifically the scene where, the part where Orenishi is in the meeting with all of her, like, generals. And the one guy brings up her half Chinese, American. If anyone brings up my Chinese or American heritage as a negative, I'll collect your fucking head. Just like this fucker right here. So, but now, right, you feel me on that? And then, but then there's the whole speech that she gives in the very beginning. Don't mind, be mindful. What's the right word? If I'm squinting, or making a squinky face, it's because I got a really bad headache that's right behind my eyeball, and I'm hoping that this session helps me get it out. Oh, let me change hands too before I forget. God damn it. And that's what I mean too. Is like I don't want to like overstep and assume that people were doing anything that they weren't actually doing. Like, I don't like accusing people either because I don't like being accused. But I just get this feeling that it's important for me to at least be consciously aware of my feelings and why I feel the way that I feel, and not feel bad for feeling the way that I feel just because it might not be true. And something that I've learned, not just from God, which I have learned it from God, but just as part of my experience in life as a man, and in my experience as an intuitive person as well. Because I do take pride in the fact that I openly and intentionally exercise and develop my intuition. Because I want to understand it better. I want to learn it better. I want to understand its language better. And on top of that, I'm a huge proponent for emotional intelligence, because going back to my marriage, something I recognize is that one of the big one of the components that was one of the reasons why it didn't work out, or that's not the right wording, because I don't believe that it didn't work out. I believe it worked out exactly the way that it was supposed to work out. But one of the reasons why it worked out the way that it did is because at the time I didn't have any kind of emotional intelligence. I didn't understand my emotions. I didn't. Hey, wait a second. Hey, wait a second there. Hold on there. Sir, is there any chance you're smoking a cigarette and have a second one? Of course. It's always the last one. Wait a second. That smells like pot. Ah, dude. Everyone's always got their last cigarette. Fuckers. They fucking work next to a guy. And trust me, I know this fucking dude. He's a fucking pizza delivery boy. The dude's like fucking 70 years old. Niggas fucking shit annoys the fuck out of me. It ain't your last cigarette, I know that. You know it and I know it. Now you're a fucking dirty liar, you scumbag. Fuck off. God. And one, I don't think that was a cigarette. I think it was pot, because it didn't smell like a cigarette. It smelled like pot. Dickhead. Creepy child molesting looking motherfucker. Well, I say that because I've been in the I go to that pizzeria that he's a delivery guy at. And he just has the MO, like, I don't know, I look at the fucking dude and I'm like, if I ever learned that this dude was a chomo, I wouldn't be surprised by it. Do you think anybody ever thinks you're a chomo? I've thought that. I've considered that. You know what's funny is, like, as my son was growing up, I mean, it's his birthday. We could make this his birthday special. As my son was growing up, like, I was always, like, real fucking on point with, I don't like the idea of this kid going to the bathroom by himself, just in case of chomos, because I know they're everywhere. They're literally everywhere. And it's always the people that you least expect. But that's why you could see them. You could see those motherfuckers. Oh, I knew that motherfucker was one. I did, I'm a I'm a certified life coach. Not a certified life coach. I'm a certified recovery coach. And when I went into the program, the gentleman who was facilitating, the head of the organization, he had major chomo vibes. Chomo, child molester. He had big time chomo vibes. And I always got this weird feeling off of him. And mind you, at the time, I was still developing my shit. So, like, I pay attention to all that. He had a very creepy, greasy vibe to him. And chomo was one of the things. Not to mention that I always had this weird thing that he wanted to have sexual relations with me because he found me incredibly attractive. Now, he never said that out loud, but it was a feeling I got. And a few months in, after I got my certification and I was working with that organization plus another one, it had come out. Well, someone had revealed to me that he did have a reputation for younger men. And he had gotten himself in trouble with a teenager once by trying to seduce a teenager. And then it was maybe a year or two later. So down the street, there used to be a pickle sandwich shop. All right, pickle sandwich shop, because this is really important. What's a pickle salad? What's a pickle sandwich? And not what I thought it was. I thought a pickle sandwich. I thought a pickle sandwich was like a sandwich that just with pickles on it. I didn't know that a pickle sandwich was a sandwich that didn't use bread. Instead, it used a jumbo pickle to replace the bread. And then you put the meats and all the fixings on the pickle, and then you eat it like a sandwich. It was fucking amazing. Oh my god, it was so good. What was your favorite pickle sandwich? The Vampire Killer. With spicy hot Cheetos crumbled on top. There was roasted garlic chunks with pastrami. I think, was it pastrami? The spicy mayo. The pickles. And then I would have them put on the spicy Cheetos too. Oh my god, it was so good. But one day I was going in there and someone recognized me from the recovery group. And we started chatting. And she mentioned to me, she's like, "Oh, did you hear about Bob?" And now Bob, this motherfucker, I can say his name. I'm not wrong. I'm not lying. Hear about Bob? No, what happened? He got arrested for he got busted in an internet sting. To catch a predator, and he got clipped because he was inviting someone who he thought was an underage boy to his father's house for a massage, which is a big no-no. Big time. Is that motherfucker? Nah, it's the dude all the way down the street. It's like I knew it. I fucking knew it. And then there was the in-between time. So after I got out of after I stopped working with them, I was talking to some dude that was claiming to be from the that was trying to recruit me to the Illuminati. It happens. I don't know. It happens to people for some reason. But so I put WhatsApp on my phone because the guy said he would only talk on WhatsApp, and I'm like, all right, let's see where this goes. Let's check this out. Because this is actually interesting. This is weird. Because this isn't the first time this has happened, and I want to see where this goes. So, that's right. I totally forgot about that. Thank you, Hashem. Oh, thank you, Hashem. Yeah. So, Oh, I love that idea. Hell yeah. So, when I put WhatsApp on my phone at the time, it automatically, or maybe it asked me and I just hit the yes button. I don't know what the fuck happened. All I know is that the people, my phone contacts ended up, she started showing up in my WhatsApp, and the guy, the head of this organization, this fucking guy, man, shit, his profile picture was literally a picture of him with a banana with whipped cream on it, and it looked like he was fucking deep throating this fucking thing. And so I messaged him. I was like, "Yo, Bob, hey, I don't know what this picture is, but I just wanted to say, hey man, go you for owning it. Congratulations." And he quickly got back. This is when I knew something was wrong. And I was smoked pot that day, but I don't. I used to go to the recovery group meetings on high. I used to smoke pot before I went. But that was, whatever. But I knew something was up when he messaged me back quickly, very quickly. Oh, whoa, no, that someone hacked my account. They put that there. I just leave it that way, just in case. Just in case what? He started giving me this whole big explanation. And that's when I was, oh boy. Somebody hacked my account, they put this doctored photo on there, and I just leave it there because if I take it down, they're just gonna do it again. But I've never been investigated. And as soon as I read that part, I've never been investigated, okay, might be time for that to happen. And then, what do you say, about 2 years later? 2 years later is when I bumped into that lady. Well, she recognized me. I had no idea who the hell she was. To be perfectly honest, like, I couldn't. She knew my name. She's like, "Oh, you remember me? We're from the recovery." No, I don't, but hi. But when she told me that like I said, as soon as she told me that, I'm like, yeah, okay. Not surprised about that one. One of the other guys tried bringing me back to his fucking his apartment. I was doing an event on the boardwalk in Atlantic City with the group. It was like an all-day event. We set up a booth, and then people were coming. We're handing out like tchotchke shit, and God, you're talking about the fucking recovery group. This guy's trying to fuck me. The other lady that I'm waiting on, we're waiting for this other lady to show up. She's texting us like I'll be there in time, 5 minutes. I'm just looking for a parking spot. All right, I found a parking spot. I'll be right there. She parks a 5-minute walk. The fuck the hell did she go? 10 minutes, half hour, 2 hours. The fuck, we're cleaning up. We gotta clean up soon. Where the hell is she? Oh, guys, hey. After we clean everything up, sorry, I was walking through the casino, and I got distracted by one of the slot machines. What? Hey, I ain't judging nobody, but come on now. Maybe being in a recovery group, maybe being a recovery coach isn't exactly what you need right now. You shouldn't be telling other people how to recover from something that you can't even recover from yourself. Well, their focus was opioids, and that was a thing. I was like, why are you focusing on opioids? And I used to say when I was doing the class training, I made it a point. Like I didn't do it because I had any kind of drug abuse. My mother suggested it, and my sister and my mother paid for me to do the training, but. And the class was pretty much packed, not packed, but it was almost at full capacity. And it wasn't because of people who wanted to be, who were actually interested in doing recovery coaching. It was because a lot of people were in there because of drug court. To get out of going to jail, they were assigned to work with this organization. I got a free bottle of Narcan, which I keep in my room just in case. I don't know if that stuff ever goes bad, but I heard that's pretty expensive. I could probably sell that. I don't know. God told me to save it. My intuition back then told me to save it. God still tells me, just hold on to it. You never know. It might come in handy. And at least you're certified to use it. That's a big thing. All right. No, I'm with you. I'm still going, huh? What happened there? What happened there? I thought we were talking about malicious intent, and then we got on to child molesting recovery coaches. What? Oh, because have I ever considered, like, maybe people thought I was a chomo? Yeah, I have. Actually, you know what? A friend of mine asked me once. And I was kind of like off-put by the question, but at the same time, it made me laugh. Because I had an idea of where that question may have come, where that thought may have come from. And I could be wrong. I don't know. I didn't ask him why. I just said, no. I don't know. The idea of sex with children, that just doesn't work for me. It's as repulsive as the idea of having sex with a man. I don't like it. I really don't like it. You're thinking about it now, aren't you? Yeah. I've trained myself for this, so it's okay. It's absolutely okay. I've had to force myself to watch both in my mind. It's not pretty. It's actually pretty fucking gross. I used to go to church on a regular basis. Not as a Christian, but I just went for the spiritual value. And plus, I was looking for answers. I was waiting for God to reveal something to me, and He did, as a matter of fact. And the church I was going to, I got a lot of chomo vibes off of the priests. And it was gross. Well, I mean, it was a big school. It was a school. It was a campus. So I don't know if there was an elementary school in that area. Well, there was. There was the elementary school across town, but I think the school at the church was the only other alternative. So it wasn't impossible. It was actually a very nice church. A church I was christened in, as a matter of fact, when I was a baby. That was a church that my grandmother used to count money for. And when I was going there, why were you going there? To find answers. Because I never went at that point. I wanted to see, like, all right, what can we get out of this? Because if the universe is guiding me in this direction, there's got to be something here. And there was. There was. I was only at my grandmother's for 2 months, and over the course of those 2 months, I was going to church like fucking every day. Every day. I was going to the morning mass, and I was going to the afternoon. And then on the weekends, I would go probably like once or twice. I like going to the Sunday mass because it was fucking packed. The weekend mass, the Saturday and Sunday mass at that church, St. Dominic's in Brick. The Saturday and Sunday mass in that church is like unbelievable. And I had built up a rapport with the head priest, Father Brian. Father Brian. What was Father Brian's last name? I don't know. I remember the first time I met him. We had I had scheduled a couple appointments with him for spiritual guidance, and he was a big help, and he was a good friend for what he was worth. I had never opened up to a priest, let alone had that level of, how do you say it, camaraderie with a priest before, where I was allowing myself to open up about my experiences. But mind you, priests are not... I had been to, like I said, I went to several different masses over the course of the week. Plus I was doing the extracurricular stuff. Like I was going to the group meetings. I was going to a couple different group meetings. Plus I was going to the Bible study meeting. I was like, it was like a fucking job. It was great. I go hang out there in the day. After the second mass, I just go into the big cathedral area and just meditate in there for like an hour or two. I just turn my music on, put my headphones on, and just... a very cathartic place. I even I even went and confessed my sins once. I hadn't done that since I was in fucking at Sunday school. I went and confessed. I confessed about killing my dog. I confessed about conspiring against the church. That was a whole other thing. I told the priest about my Antichrist visions growing up. And I said to her, like, I just fucking, I felt it, just let it out. I've been conspiring against the church so I can take it over. Listen, I don't expect him to take me seriously. And I don't expect him to take the spiritual side of that seriously. I mean, what I believe is that what Father Joe kind of saw was like a fucking cuckoo bird who just needed to talk, probably. Which is really what it was. Because it eventually came to my awareness that the priests that were working at the church, they weren't in it for the reasons I thought priests were in it for. So these guys were like, they had salaries. I didn't know that. I was under the impression that priests didn't get a salary and that they kind of forego having property. That's what I thought. I mean, mind you, and then who the fuck am I to talk? There was Father Michael, my father's cousin, who was close in the family. On my father's side, it wasn't like we weren't close to the man growing up, but that guy, my father used to say all the time, he's like, this fucking guy, the royal faggot. He's got more money than God. He was gay. He had a lover. He had a partner. And that when he retired, that's what I was told, is that when he was retired, a lot of his flock, they were giving him all sorts of money. But he was also defrocked too. I found that out later in life. He was defrocked because he was accused of molesting two brothers when they were younger. Now the irony to that story is that these two brothers who accused my father's cousin, Father Michael, my family priest, the two men who accused him of molesting them when they were children, he married them. As in, he was the priest for their weddings. So when they grew up, they were using him as their priest. He did their fucking wedding. So who really knows what happens? I don't know. I don't know what's true, what's not true. All I know is the man was defrocked. I'm not exactly sure what defrocked means. I got a feeling that's not unlike being in the military, where it's like a honorable discharge. But that's its own shit. No, but I used to be so obsessed with chomos with my own son. I used to wonder, I'm like, I wonder if people think that I'm a chomo because I'm so obsessed about this. Or maybe I have some chomo in me and I don't even realize it. Did you ever think about molesting your son? God damn it. Well, we're talking about it now. God, I don't like the idea of it. Oh, and that was the thing too. When I was at the church, I kind of got that vibe too. That I don't know what I don't know. I wonder if any of these priests are actually molesting the kids. So when I would go to the mass and the kids would come in, like I would think about it. I would intentionally put it in my head. Put it in my head about molesting them, which is just like, oh God, I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm doing this in church too. Well, of all the places, right? Ugh, God. What do they say? Don't knock until you try it, right? Fuck. It's gross. Ugh. Nah, I don't like it. I don't like it. But I think, and this makes sense, to be perfectly honest. But if you're gonna accuse people of doing it, and I do, like obviously, like that dude before, the guy who was smoking his last cigarette that smelled like a joint. Oh, that's why he crossed the street too, that fucking lying piece of shit. Not only were you not smoking your last cigarette, you were smoking a fucking joint, asshole. Jerk off. What is this shit, man? Oh, God. There's fucking people. I don't like being around people. I wouldn't want to be around people talking like this. Yeah. Well, they're walking slow as shit. And I know I'm going to end up fucking catching up to it. God, this shit pisses me off. And there's another motherfucker walking in this direction. And I don't like people to begin with. So now I have no choice but to fucking be on the cross path with motherfuckers that I don't want to be around. Why? Because what happens is interacting with another person, and I know there's not going to be any physical interaction. Like, she's wearing headphones. But just her being in my vicinity is fucking with my energy. So I might lose track of what I'm thinking, which is exactly what fucking happened. I was on a roll there. I was talking about something. I know what I was talking about. I was talking about molesting children. But I laugh because I didn't want to be afraid of saying it out loud. That's what I was talking about. And when I saw these other two people, they got in my head, and I got my thoughts got all scrambled. Right. So the point I was going to make is, judge not, lest ye be judged. So saith Brother Rabbi Jesus. So if you're going to judge people for being a certain way, it's only right. You expect to be judged the exact same way. Perfect, judge me. Give it to me. I want it. I want to be judged like that. I want to be judged as a chomo. Why the fuck would you want that? Well, what's up, bro? How you doing? Why? Let's get out of the fucking way. What am I afraid of? You know what's funny? I don't know if you can call this funny. It's probably not like ha-ha funny, more like ironic funny, but I always had this, I've been having this, how do you say it? I have this vision, this fear, this thing that comes up in my mind sometimes, thinking, what if the boy, my son, what if the boy and his mom try to conspire against me and say that I molested him when he was a kid? Where's the pot coming from? There's more pot. Someone around here is smoking marijuana, and god damn it, I want some. Hey, if you're smoking pot, can I have some? Just a hit or two? Hello. Well, you fucking people get nervous when you're smoking pot. Ah, them. I won't tell if you share. Come on, there should be a cutoff over here. They should turn. Well, I see them. See, this is what I didn't want. Why? Because I talk about sensitive stuff. I don't like. You feel me? God damn it. Well, it gets me all distracted too. I know, but I just, this is the way I am. I get distracted. These two idiots fucking walk up more. Where was I? Yeah, judge not, judge be judged, fuck. Blaming, accusing, yeah, whatever. I don't give a fuck. You know what I would do? Do you know what I would do in that situation? Here. Here's what I would do. If you read the story of Joseph, right? When he was accused of attempting to rape his master's wife, there's more to the story that isn't in the Bible. So there's a Jewish historian by the name of Flavius Josephus, and he wrote a 20-volume compendium called The Antiquities of the Jews. Now, this was written in the second half of the first century. So technically, this was almost like the first iteration of the Hebrew Bible ever written. In the sense that the first commentary on the Hebrew Bible ever written. In the sense that, and bear with me when I get this out, when I try to make this point, is that the 20 books, the 20 volumes, it's a retelling of the Bible. But in the first half and the second half of the first century, there was no Bible. So the 20 books basically fill in the gap of everything between the beginning of creation all the way up until the second half of the first century, which was when Josephus was doing his work. The idea behind it, the idea behind the book itself was actually pretty cool. So basically what happened was he was writing, what the fuck? Are you fucking, I'm about to fucking lose my shit. The idea was that he was writing it for a Greek audience. So he was what was called a Hellenist Jew. Hellenist Jews and Hebraic Jews, they didn't, at the time, they weren't really, the Hebraic Jews didn't really care for the Hellenist Jews. But at the same time, the Hellenist Jews and the Hebraic Jews didn't care for the Samaritan Jews. So it was a lot of fuckery going on. But what Joseph was trying to do was expand outward towards a larger audience, just to kind of like fill people in. Hey, you guys, you nations of the world, like you don't know anything about us. You don't know what we're about. You don't understand our culture. Here's a compendium of everything that you could possibly want to know. The entire, the major points of Jewish history. It's an amazing book. Well, book. There's 20 books. I'm on book 5. Book 5 ends where Deuteronomy ends. And some of it's not a word for word retelling of the books of Moses. I mean, those first 4 books are not a word for word retelling of the books of Moses. It's also not. There's a few discrepancies in a couple stories. Minor things, but noticeable. Like the story of when Simeon and Levi go to save Dinah. That story's, it's not the same. The version of it that Josephus tells is that Levi and Simeon, they didn't offer their sister in exchange for all the men getting a circumcision, because that was the original story, is that the king or the prince of Shechem had raped Dinah, but he wanted to marry her. And now mind you, rape, I don't think rape means then what it does today. I think it means unprotected sex or premarital sex. Oh my God, that smell. It's not good. So I'm pretty sure biblical rape is meant as premarital sex. So defiling a virgin. And Dinah was, as the Bible says, that Dinah was raped. And that Simeon and Levi, they went to go save her. But when they met up with the prince, the prince and the father came to the family. That's how it was. The prince and his father, the king of Shechem, he came to Jacob and his sons and he said, listen, my son wants to marry your daughter, like really bad. And he was going to. That was the plan. But Levi and Simeon, they went and they proposed. They're like, okay, listen, you can. We'll let you get away with it, or we'll let this marriage flow. But here's a stipulation. Oh shit! And when he did, what they said was, all of you guys, all of you men here, not a single one of you is circumcised. So if you want to marry our sister, if you want to merge our families, every single man in this city needs to agree to be circumcised. How the fuck did I catch up to these two? Fucking hell. They're like so slow as shit. So they suggested, if you want to marry a sister, every man has to get a circumcision. If you agree to that, you have our blessing. And then your men can choose from our women, and we'll bring both families, both civilizations together. And they all agreed. So all of the men of the city, they got circumcised. I know, this is like, I know. All the men of the city, they got circumcised. But while everybody was including the king and the prince, and must have all been on the same fucking day, because while everybody was in recovery, Simeon and Levi came through, swords drawn, and fucking killed every single man in the city. That's the Bible version. I love that version. That's my favorite version. That the weaponization of circumcision, I fucking love that. That's so cool. But the version of the story that Josephus tells is different. It ends the same, but it plays out differently. Not as cunning And I think that's the part that I don't like about it. In the version that Josephus tells, there's a party going on. There's a party going on in the city, and all of the men are drinking. Everybody's drinking. Everyone's getting fucked up. And so after the party and everyone's kind of passed out, everyone like is blackout drunk and passed out, Shimeon and Levi come through and just fucking kill everybody in their sleep. See, that doesn't feel as right. That doesn't feel like and I don't know why. Like I can't accept that one. It just doesn't resonate. It doesn't resonate with me at all. I like the version that's in the Bible itself. That's the one that version of the Bible that actually makes me smile, right? Weaponizing circumcision so that you can kill an entire population of men in a city. Like, look at the smile on my face. I just even thinking about it, of how crafty that is. I fucking love it. But then we go to the other one, like, oh, they were just waiting for these guys to get drunk. Yeah, all right. I mean, listen, if that's the way it happened, that's the way it happened. I can't. But I love the circumcision one. Because it's true, you fucking dirty animals. The hell are you doing? You having sex with my sister with an uncircumcised penis? Get out of here. These fucking guys, they're still over here. Now they're over here. Like, I don't know if my sister's husband's circumcised. I thought about asking him, but he's like really... I don't think that would go over well. Well, I think it does make a difference. It does make a difference. I was in an atheist versus theist debate group a few months back, for a few months. And what I started to notice is that some of those people that identify as atheists, they're very rabid, incredibly rabid. Like, they talk like animals. They have absolutely no respect for other people. And they talk very if somebody talked to you, they have a tendency of talking to people in a way that is incredibly triggering, that would make you go, you're lucky I don't slap the fucking shit out of you. I would slap the fuck out of you. Talk to me like that. Well, how fucking dare you? Have some fucking respect. Just from a personal perspective. Just as fucking human to human. You don't fucking talk to people like that, you dumb fuck. The fuck are you hiding in the closet? And you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. And that was something that used to drive me fucking nuts with people. Especially the atheist type of people. Is, did you read the book? I love asking that question. That's the best question I had. But did you read it? There's a dude that likes to follow. God, what the fuck, man? More assholes everywhere. There's one fucking dude, he's always shitting on Jesus. Always talking about like crazy stuff. And I asked him once, I'm like, have you ever read the book? So what? Have you ever read the book? No, why? Why would I need to do that? Well, so you know what you're talking about. I don't understand why you need all these details and why you have to fucking see things like this? Why can't it just be simple? Well, this isn't a simple fucking topic. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're talking a lot of shit. And if you didn't actually like do any of the homework, why should anyone take you seriously? Like, you're coming off like a fucking like a real jabroni is what's happening. And I'm wondering why it is that I need to like even be interacting with you people. But I mean, mind you, I got my answer, so. Well, to learn how to control my temper. When I want to lose my shit on people, how to not lose my shit on people by losing my shit on people. Because what I was allowing myself to do and what Hashem was kind of teaching me was, these people, I know that they're triggering you. They're triggering the fuck out of you. That's good. People have this tendency to like stay away from the people that trigger you. Don't bother yourself with people that fuck with your energy. I'm not that way. I like that when people trigger me. And especially on the internet. Especially on fucking social media. That's the best place to do it. It's conditioning. It's like training. Going into that atheist group I was in there for 2 months, right? For the first month, I got kicked out. I was getting kicked out left and right. I was getting banned. I was getting like, what happens when you break the rules and then you got to go into like the jail for a couple days? So I was losing my shit that hard. I told a lady to fucking cut her fingers off and stick her head in boiling fucking oil. That's how stupid she was. Now there was some interesting times. I remember that one lady who I was like, and I just felt this need that I just needed to fucking hurt her emotionally. And I started doing an intuitive reading on her, and it was just coming to me, which happens sometimes. Like sometimes I'll get like a message that I gotta fucking give this message, and I didn't like the way she was talking to me, and the first thing that came to my mind is ask her about abortions. Because I can sense some shame about abortions. And when I asked her about the abortions, she responded back to me. She's like, no, but I can't have an abortion because I can't get pregnant. Oh shit. Yeah, my womb is all fucked up. I can't have a baby. Whoops. And then I started being cool, and then I felt all bad. Like I actually started crying. I started crying about that whole thing. I started crying for her because I felt really bad. Because she's telling me about how she always wanted a child, and she got pregnant a couple times, but her womb was just polluted. She had a barbed wire womb, basically. And I wrote her this response, like even invoking Hashem. Just go, can you make this happen for her, please? And then she was telling me that she was too old to have babies anyway. And I was like, hey, don't forget what happened to Sarah and Abraham. Yeah, I appreciate it, but all right, no problem. That was cool. That was actually really cool. But something that I had found out, because I did a survey in the group too, because I wanted to know. How many people here who identify as atheists, how many of you are circumcised? Not a single person. Well, I mean, mind you, there was only one person that there was 2 people who checked off not circumcised, and then all the other people started just commenting about me thinking about dicks and animal dicks and all this other fucking shit. So I took that. There was my okay. Yeah, I get it. And then I had another guy commenting about male genital mutilation. All right. Okay. So you don't have a circumcised dick. You don't have a circumcised dick. Well, that's the thing. Is very early on we learn that part of the covenant involves having a circumcision. Like you have to be circumcised, and I don't believe many people understand why that's so important. And there is a reason for it. It's not in the Bible. It's not in the Bible. God leaves it up to you to figure it out on your own. But it makes sense to me when I think about it. Yeah, obviously. Because by detaching from the foreskin, and we got into a little bit of a debate with somebody over this. And here's why. That's animal. That's an animal. Animals. The detachment of the foreskin, what that's meant to do is elevate the individual above the status of an animal. Which is true, that's what it is. because that's what the mission from the beginning of Genesis to the end of Deuteronomy, well, to the very end of the book, but to the end of Deuteronomy is all about is conscious evolution, the evolution of consciousness, and the evolution of the human organism. It's literally the first human genome project. How you doing, my friend? And that's what's happening from the very beginning. Now it seems like people are sinning and people are doing all this and God is punishing people, but that's because from your limited perspective, that's what it looks like. But no one is ever being punished. No one is ever being punished. No one's ever being hurt. What you gotta understand is the human project, the human genome project, God's human genome project, it's a science project. It's a fucking science project. There's a lot of portions where God like fucking starts wiping out large quantities of Israelites. The reason for that is he's how do you say it? He's squashing the bugs in the programming. So think of it from like a programmer perspective. If you've got any programming experience, like that would help. When you write software, when you write a piece of software, I'm not by any stretch of the imagination. I have enough of an understanding to know what I'm talking about. But when you're writing a piece of software, no matter how big, even if you're just making something, hello world, if you're just making a hello world program, executable, right? You have to debug the system. You have to debug the software. What does debugging mean? So just in case there's any errors in the code, because depending on the size of the software that you're engineering, and depending on the amount of people that are working on the software, you run the risk of errors. Maybe some code isn't typed out properly. Maybe the syntax isn't correct. maybe some of the call signs, maybe some of the variables aren't labeled properly, aren't tagged properly. So there's a whole number of situations. Maybe one of the inputs you forgot to put you didn't put a semicolon at the end of one of your lines of code, right? So all of these like little tiny all these little bugs that get in the way of the software running exactly the way that it's supposed to, that's what's going on, especially in terms of the Israelites, when God is like fucking smiting Israelites left and right. One of the last big fucking genocides, that God commits against his own people has a body count of 24,000. That's a lot of goddamn people. That's a whole shit ton of people. But it was for good reason. Because all 24,000 of those people, they were lost. They were completely gone. There was no recovering them, in other words. Not to mention the fact that there are times throughout the entire course of the journey, from Exodus all the way to the end of Deuteronomy, a lot of people die on the Israelite side. Like for instance, right? So for instance, aside from the 24,000 that end from the plague because of the Moabite and Midianite conspiracy. Well, the Moabites and the Midianites, they conspire together with the Gentile prophet Balaam so as to poison the minds of the Israelites, not to wipe them out, but just to fuck with them, because they could do it. Because Balaam, a prophet of the Lord, told them, like, you can't wipe them out. There's no way you can wipe out Israel. But here's what you can do. Now, right, Balaam just did a jerk-off thing. I know, but here's the thing. is Balaam was under contract with God. He wasn't allowed to curse the Jews, which is why the king of Midian, the Moabite king, Balak, had hired him. He wanted him to curse the Jews, but he couldn't do that, and he said that. He's like, I can't. All I can do is I can only speak what God puts into my mouth. I can only speak the words that God puts into my mouth, right? So, at their last meeting, Balaam, he's like, all right, the king told him, like, just get the fuck out of here. You can't even do this job. Like, you're wasting my time. So before he left, Balaam revealed to them what I just said. You can't wipe them out. Nothing, no matter what you do. Not you, no other nation can wipe out these Jews. They're going to be here forever. Even if you wipe them down to the fucking last man, they'll find a way to repopulate. But if you want to put a dent in their numbers, if you want to cause some havoc with their people, send out your women. They have a weakness for women. Use your women to poison their minds and convince them to worship your God instead of the Lord. Turn them into blasphemers. That'll get them. And it did. Because of that, the Midianites, they sent out their women and they poisoned the minds of 24,000 Israelites. And God cast a plague on them. And it fucking killed off 24,000 people. Now, mind you, after that was done, God tells Moses, you get in there, you better wipe these motherfuckers off the map. But what we're looking at, yeah, it looks like deceit. It looks like a conspiracy. It looks like the Midianites and the Moabites, they're conspiring to cause some mischief. That's one way to look at it. That's 10,000 ways of looking at it. All right, here's another way of looking at it. God needed to debug the system. So, remember, Balaam was only allowed to say what God put into his mouth. So when he told the king how to not beat the Jews, but when he told the king their weakness and how to cause an issue, how to cause a problem for them, it was because God put those words in his mouth. And maybe to a degree, we can also say like, oh, God was testing the Midianites and the fucking Moabites to see if they would bite, if they would take the bait, and they did. But at the same time, what God is also doing is his chosen nation, he's toughening them up. He's weeding out the bad eggs. He's debugging the system. Because, and what ends up happening, as Moses loses his shit, there's another plague. Another goddamn plague. This isn't the first fucking plague. Because these goddamn Israelites, they love rebelling against God. They love it. They have that fucking rebellious spirit. So, that makes so much sense. So, one of the chieftains, I think he was the chieftain of the tribe of Simeon. As soon as Moses is having like a town hall meeting with the entire nation, and the chieftain of the tribe of Simeon, he comes walking on through the camp with a Midianite woman who happened to be the daughter of one of the top tribes of Midianites. And as they're discussing this plague that's been brought upon them because of the fact that the Moabite and Midianite women were corrupting the minds of the Israelites, this fucking dude comes strolling through with this whore, with this woman. Who, and he married her. Now, mind you, they didn't get married out of love. They didn't get married for positive reasons. She was part of the conspiracy against the Jews. So she was bad. She was bad to the bone. So what ended up happening was Phineas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, he lost his shit. Enough. I had enough of this shit. Because you're a very pious man. You gotta understand, the Israelites that are devoted to Hashem, they're willing to die for Hashem. They'll go that hard. And they do not appreciate that kind of blasphemy, especially from their own people. So Phineas goes into this dude's tent with a fucking spear, and he fucking shanks. He shanks the fucking chieftain, and he shanks his wife. Right through the fucking belly. 2 birds, 1 fucking spear. When Phineas does that, obviously God sees it, and he goes to Moses. Plague's over. Because of my boy Phineas over here. Because that's the kind of commitment, that's the kind of fucking commitment that we're looking for in this nation. And when Phineas did that, it rallied up all the other men who were devoted to fucking Hashem, and they fucking went through and they fucking plowed 24,000 of these motherfuckers. That was the plague. The plague was the mind virus. And the medicine was the fucking spears that went through their fucking guts. And when those 24,000 were fucking cleared out, everything was all good in the hood. But now that type of shit has happened more than once. There was the 10 scouts. Before we moved out, before we shipped out from the wilderness in Sinai, 12 scouts were sent to the promised land to scope things out. See what it's like. Check out the land, yeah? They came back, 10 of them lied. 10 of them lied and started rumors that were scaring the shit out of all the people. Talking about fucking giants, how there was no way that they were going to be able to fucking, there was no way that they were going to be able to do this. And that's why when some people go like, well, how the fuck did it take 40 years for the Jews to get from there to there when it's only a 6-day journey? Yeah, exactly. These fucking assholes. Because these guys started a fucking riot. Literally, they started a riot. The fucking Israelites were about to stone Moses and Aaron and Caleb and Joshua. They were about to get, they had the fucking stones in their hand, and fucking God went, fuck this shit! Which just happened a few days prior. How many fucking times? You know how many fucking times in the book of Leviticus, in the book of fucking Leviticus, what, is it Leviticus? Was that in Numbers yet? Were you in Numbers yet? Yeah. Besides, in Numbers and Leviticus, how many, and in Exodus, the number of times that God goes to Moses, get out of my fucking way, I'ma fucking wipe my ass with these people. I am literally gonna wipe my ass with them. I'll build you a brand new fucking nation from scratch. Just get the fuck out of my way and let me fucking wipe them out. More than once. And Moses is always going, no, my Lord. God don't give a fuck. The fucking Jews of today, I don't think they really appreciate the lengths that God will go to prove a point. You see this, the Jews of today, the Orthodoxy, and I'm not saying all the Orthodox, because I know that there are some Jews who recognize that the state of Israel was not handed to the Jews by God. That was handed to the Jews by the UN. That's a completely different entity. That's not God. God did not command the UN to do that. Like the UN wasn't going, oh, my Lord. Because here's the thing. God took it away from them for a reason. And it's in the fucking Bible. It's in the goddamn Bible. If you read the fucking Bible, as a matter of fact, if you read Kings, all you gotta do is read Kings 1. I'll point you in the right spot. Go to Kings chapter 11. Just read through chapter 11. King Solomon was the last king of the United States, the United Kingdom of Israel. He pissed God off so fucking bad. King Solomon pissed God off so fucking bad that God kicked the Jews out of Israel. Is that true? Yes, sirree, Bob. Well, yes and no. It depends on how you define Jew. So, there's more than one way to define Jew. So, some Jews come from the tribe of Judah. That's what popular opinion sometimes is. There's a whole portion of this in the Talmud. See, you have to understand Jewish law. If you don't understand Jewish law, you should not be fucking with Jews in the first place. You should not even be associating with them. If you don't understand their laws and the way they work, don't be fucking with Jews. As a matter of fact, I should be the fucking the one doing all the negotiations with the Jews, because one, they're my people. I don't have any skin in the game. No, I don't. I'm the only Jew in my family. Ambassador to Israel. Oh, fuck yeah, you bet your ass. Why? Because I'm the only... I don't know who the ambassador to Israel is, but I can tell you that the ambassador to Israel is probably not an ultra-unorthodox man-witch Jew supreme. All right, listen, my plan is to take over the United States. That's the vision that the Lord has shown me. And take over the United States because we're gonna need this soon, by the way. I'm just throwing this out there. We're gonna need a fourth branch of government in the United States. The ecclesiastical branch. And I'm not talking about we're not getting rid of church and the whole church and state thing, because we're not talking about church. We're talking about God. God does not require a church. You gotta remember, religion is not predicable of God. God is predicated of religion. God created man. Man created religion so that he can better understand God. And the bullshit that that some Jews are doing right now, that this got to stop, because it's not their land. It's God's land. It's on loan to them, and he kicked them out of there for a reason. The Jews are calling for Moshiach. You know who this fucking guy is? You know who fucking Moshiach is? This fucking guy. Moshiach, that's the fucking leader of the New World Order. That's literally who he is. Because as soon as he comes to power, everyone bows down. Like that, that's just it. And if you don't, you get smited. Because if you learn anything from the Bible, is that when God is leading an army, the army doesn't fight. So what you're seeing in Israel, that's all bullshit. That's all man's war. Moshiach's here to fight God's war, not man's war. What you see in Israel, between Israel and Hamas, that's not God's doing. That's man's doing. It's a fabrication, it's a hoax. And I'm not saying that Israel doesn't belong to the Jews. It does, to a degree, whence they earn it. They have to earn it back. It's not that they just get it. And the Jews technically they aren't owed anything from God. They aren't owed anything from man. God gave them that land so that they can do the things that he needs them to do, which is set the example for the rest of humanity on what the fuck you're supposed to be doing and what the fuck is going on. The Jews are supposed to be acting as teachers, serving as teachers to the world. They're not. What they're doing is they've got all these squabbles going on. They're teachers to each other. It's like an echo chamber. That's why the Lord has me doing what I'm doing, which is not having an echo chamber, just talking to myself. Well, you talk like you're talking to somebody. I know. I'm talking to the voices in my head. I'm talking to the divine presence. I'm talking to the ghost in the machine. I'm talking to God. I'm practicing. This what you're seeing here is how do you say it? Practice. So if you scroll down through my feed, all the way back to the second video, to the very second video. The first video, that's kind of cringy. The Great Awakening one, which, as a matter of fact, it's also not true. But if you go to the second one, there's a better explanation of what it is that I'm doing. The first video, what that was me breaking the ice. Oh man, I was in my dining room when I did that. When I had a dining room still. When I had my own house. My condo, I remember that. That was a good happy time. And then the second video, I'm in a goddamn paraplegic. I'm like a fucking zombie in my mom's house. But in that first video, the second video that I did, I kind of get into it. Like the point of this is to get practice. Public speaking. Because I don't know, how do you say it? Back then, I know now, but I didn't know then. But now I know then, because what I know now, I know then. I knew then what I know now, but I didn't believe in myself enough to really embrace it the way that I do now. You understand what I mean? Like, it was always there. This had always been there. This has been there since I was with my ex-wife and when I was openly a father. Like, all this was always fucking there, but I didn't believe in myself enough to actually own the fuck out of it like I can today. Right now. Right here. So, when I say I'm not talking to anybody, no, I'm not talking to anybody. What the fuck are you talking about? I got a phone in my hand. God damn it. I got a fucking phone in my hand that I'm fucking talking to what? I got a cigarette. Hey, bruv. Fuck out of here. I just want a goddamn cigarette. It's alright. I'll live. I'm gonna get one. I'm gonna get a fucking pack. I got this one lady. She keeps messaging me on Messenger. And she crossed the line not too long ago. And I just told her, you know, if you want to continue this conversation, you're gonna pay for it. She's not a Jew. She actually is not even close to being a Jew, but she tries to. She's one of those like conspiracy theory people that read too much and thinks they know things. So what she does is she tries to like get answers out of me. But I told her, you want to continue this conversation with me, you have to pay. And I told her the other day, like, because she keeps on doing it, she keeps on messaging me. And every time she messages me, hey, reminder, here's my Cash App. So I told her the other day, like, you got to give me a donation. I'm not paying you. I didn't say pay. I said donation. Why do I have to do that? Well, why do you have to do that? Here's the answer to the question. I'm not even responding to that. Because you're a fucking parasite. You're a fucking parasite that's trying to suck my energy. I ain't handing my energy out to just anyone anymore. And don't pull that Torah was given for free. Yeah, I know, but you're not a Jew. You're not a Jew, and you're not looking for answers. You're asking me stupid questions, and you're saying stupid shit that's pissing me off. Because you're ignorant as fuck. If you want some of my energy, bitch, you gotta pay for it. Otherwise, fuck off. Because God don't give a fuck. God sent Jesus to save the world. God sent me to save my motherfucking self. So why should you be an ambassador if you're just doing that? Because I'm the fucking one who doesn't give a shit. Someone needs to know what the fuck they're talking about. And someone needs to not be a pussy. How about that? Someone needs to start fulfilling the prophecies of Moshiach. And you know what? I've been fucking doing it for the past year now. Banging them shits out left and right. And you know what? It's so much fun. I have a fucking blast banging out Moshiach prophecies. Because it's like, holy shit, I could do this. I love this. It's so much fun. Like spark hunting. Just wait till we get to spark hunting. Oh my god, I love spark hunting. Spark hunting is like, so we live in an ungodly world, right? But everything within the world has a spark of godliness within it. Everything, including the internet, including YouTube, including social media, including pork. Believe it or not, people, we can make pork kosher. I've done it. I've made McDonald's kosher. Shellfish. Meat and dairy kosher. We can do it. It sounds like a fucking joke, but these are actually big deal types of things. Why? How do you make that type of stuff kosher? Why are you eating it? What's the intention behind eating it? If you're eating your food in service to God, that's kosher food. You can elevate anything. Don't bring yourself down to your food. Raise your food up to you. We're not just fucking eating vegetarian for the sake of, oh, I'm a vegetarian. I want to protect the animals. Okay, that's great. That's great. That's a fucking perfect. But why else? So I can lose weight? So I can eat healthy? All right, but why else? Why do you need to be healthy? So I feel good? Right. So you can do your divine purpose with more enthusiasm. That's why. You were put here for a fucking reason, people. God wants you to be enthusiastic about it. God doesn't want you following the fucking the loopy train. I'm a fucking healer. I'm a tarot reader. I'm an astrologer. Enough. We got enough of them. Got enough of them. And trust me, you're all doing the same shit anyway. The reason it's become such a fucking polluted and clogged up industry, that's what it is. The spiritual healing industry is just as bad as the fucking pharmaceutical company. You people, the people fucking, I'm a coach. You ain't a fucking coach. You need a coach, motherfucker. If you can't coach yourself, you got no business coaching me. I'm gonna tell you that right now. And I've been to a lot of coaches. I've been through a lot of coaches. And one of the things that I found out the most is that every coach I went to needed me more than I needed them. Because one, nigga, I can have the same conversation with myself. That's it. All I gotta do is to say uncomfortable shit to people that I don't know. Easy. Look at this. It's heated. Simmer down now. Simmer down now. Simmer down now. We get it. 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 You're welcome. These fucking guys. Lord, I'm Hashem, I'm telling you right now, like, I ain't lying. If we can get a cigarette in my mouth, like, preferably an American Spirit Dark Green, that'd be some shit. I ain't gonna lie. I would love that. I would love it so much. All right, focus. So, what's this asshole? What are you doing, jerk off? That's not even a fucking bike. Do you like have any kind of shame or anything? I do, yeah. I do, but okay. So a long time ago, back when I was married, my ex-wife doesn't. The only time my ex-wife saw this kind of like fire, this kind of passion coming out of me was when I was drunk. So when I get like really invested into something, it's because I'm under the influence of something else. Right now, I'm under the influence of Hashem, God. So there was a point in my life, and this was a really integral point. Oh, thank you, Hashem. I ain't drunk on rum. I'm drunk on God. You bitch. God let you talk to your wife like that? She's not my wife. I'm divorced. Doesn't God frown on divorce? She filed the paperwork. I didn't even go to the court. What? It's a long story. And she had my child rights taken away from me. All of my parenting time. Like literally, I'm not a parent. By the state of New Jersey. Thank you. Thank you, government. They took my time as a parent from 100% and dialed it all the way down to 0%. 0 hours of parenting time. So what that means is I'm not a parent anymore. I don't have a child. That's one way to look at it out of 10,000 ways to look at it. And another way to look at it was, I asked her lawyer what it would take for me to disown my son, to take away my parenting rights so that I wouldn't be responsible for child support. Because at the time, I was afraid of child support. And I mentioned that to him, is that I was afraid of child support because I couldn't have a job. Because I had to continue doing what I was doing. And I told him, like, listen, I'm not in a really good place. It's probably not even for the best idea that I am in his life at all right now. Until I get my shit in order. Oh, that's right. I did say that. Thank you, love. Thank you, sweetie pie. I'm talking to my ex-wife. Thank you, sweetie pie. I love you. I know. It's hard to take me seriously. I'm being serious. Thank you. Because realistically, like all the shit that I did go through over the past 6 years, like you did not want to be fucking around me. But that's why I wrote everything down, just in case. There's a lot of embarrassing and a lot of cringy stuff. Like I feel cringe when I read it. But what is it? An hour and 27 minutes? So back then, so for a long time when I was married and I was drinking, like I was obnoxious. I didn't start drinking until I was 25. I didn't start drinking until I was 25, and then I was drinking almost every day. Well, for the first year and a half, up until I was about 27 and a half, I was drinking every single day. I literally drank every day. I drank rum every day. And that was the point. I wanted to drink rum every single day. I wanted to be drunk every single day because I loved being drunk so much. But it had become a habit. And eventually I slowed down and I was only drinking on the weekend once my son was born. Like I slowed it down to like only being drunk on the weekends. But then I'd find a reason, I'd find a loophole to drink during the week. So I would only smoke when I drink at one point. And this was genius. I loved it. It was so smart. Because if I was sober, I could restrain myself from smoking. But as soon as alcohol touches my lips, I gotta drink. I gotta smoke. So what I would do is, I would drink every single day. This way I could justify smoking every single day. Because I'm not a smoker. I don't smoke. I'm a drinker. But when I drink, I smoke. So there was ways, there was loopholes. I didn't hide my drinking. Did I hide the morning drinking? I wouldn't really drink in the morning, per se. Like, there was a couple times I'd go to work and I'd be like, fuck, I don't feel like doing this shit today. Here, I take a nip before I start driving. Like, I didn't start drinking. I wasn't like that kind of drunk. Well, if I didn't have work, like, I would drink in the morning. Like, before the boy was born, oh my God. I loved day drinking. I love day drinking. Like there was a couple times like they would go out like on family things with her parents, and I'm not necessarily a social person. I can be, but I don't always like to be. I like to be alone. Well, back then too. The reason for that back then was I just had a lot of shit going on with my job, and I needed to decompress, and it was difficult to decompress when there's people around. You know what I mean? And it sucked, and I always felt like shit because I would be a dick to them, and I didn't want to be a dick to them. I wanted to be loving and sweet and rub my wife's feet, but I couldn't even do that right. I couldn't even bring myself to do that because her feet stunk. She had smelly feet. So there would be times where I wanted to be more romantic, more loving, a more compassionate father, a more patient and loving father too. But because of my work situation, like it really fucked me up. And so a lot of the brunt went on them because I couldn't take my shit out on people. I couldn't take my shit out on the people I wanted to take my shit out on because I was afraid of losing my job. That's a big part of it. Like, and if there was one thing I wish I could instill upon my past self is don't be afraid to lose your job. Do not be afraid to lose your job. And I didn't learn that lesson until later in life, where I was drunk enough where I didn't care. And I told my boss to go fuck himself. And I got a $15,000 raise out of it. But from there on, like, I fall back down. But here's the thing. It's like that was the way things were supposed to go. There's not, and I was talking about this in the previous video that I did today. And it's like, do I wish that I took a leap of faith sooner? Of course I did, but I wouldn't change anything. I mean, unless Hashem, yeah, back then, nah, I would have fell on my ass, because one, I didn't believe in God. I didn't believe that God had this much of an impact. I didn't believe that we could actually work as a team. I didn't know about that. This was long before I was able to fully embrace my Jewishness. Is really what it comes down to. Because what I can do today is only possible because I'm a Jew. And what makes me a Jew? I know my mother wasn't born a Jew, but that's more of a religious Jew type of thing. I'm a heretical Jew, and I get it from my father's side. Because here's the thing: if you read the fucking Bible, what you find out is that spiritual inheritance comes from your father's side, not your mother's side. That's some bullshit that the Orthodoxy came up with. That's not in the Bible. Now, what happened is, totally. So, yeah, okay. Ezra, the book of Ezra. Oh, yeah, okay. Ezra said to not marry alien women. No, my father didn't marry an alien woman. My father was an Italian Hebrew. My father was an Italian Israelite. That's where his family comes from. His family were Italian Israelites. And I know that we have Israelite DNA in us because when I got my fucking DNA test done, I shared genetic sequencing that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has. And I don't give a... It doesn't mean that we're related. This is what the company said. It doesn't mean that you're related. All it means is that you have similar genetic sequencing that is unique to your individual Y chromosomes. Meaning, you come from the same genetic pool. So, Mr. Benjamin Netanyahu, the Jew, he and I, we share common relatives. What that says to me, which is good enough for me, is that Derek's got Jew on his daddy's side. Now, on my mom's side, that's where we get the witch blood. That's where we get the Samaritan blood. So, no, my father didn't marry an alien woman. My mother's not the traditional Jew. My mother's an unorthodox believer. She knows God's there, especially if you spend enough time with me. I would call her a Samaritan. I would say my mother's got Samaritan blood. I get Samaritan blood from my mother. I get Davidian blood from my father. So, it's Spiritan. So yeah, that's why I know I'm a Jew. Not to mention the fact that my last rabbi, we actually had a conversation about this, and he's like, listen, and I told him about my insecurity about my Jewishness, and the fact that I don't come from a Jewish family, a traditional Jewish family. I don't come from I wasn't raised Jewish. I wasn't raised with the Torah in my mouth. What did happen, though, is Torah found me later in life. Torah found me later in life at the same age that Torah found Moses. That God, yeah. Moses found his Jewishness when he was in his 40s. Abraham found his Jewishness when he was in his 40s. Now, I mean, Isaac and Jacob, they were Jews from birth, but we get the point. Okay, where are we? My head hurts. 1 hour and 36 minutes. We gotta do one more lap and then we'll fucking go home. There's some shit I wanna do. Happy birthday, bud. I know. I miss you too. Are we having a psychic connection? I feel that. Oh, you miss your daddy? I hope you miss your daddy. And daddy misses you too. I know, God's showing me a vision that mommy's getting tired and mommy needs a break soon. I wonder if mommy needs a house husband. Honey, sweetie pie, do you need a house husband? Oh my goodness gracious. Hashem, if there was one present that I would love to give my son this year, it is to have his father back. But if there's one present I would love to give my wife, we were married twice. I would love to give her a house husband. Rub her feet, draw her bath. Oh my God. April. I'll introduce you to Miss LX. She's one of the channels I watch on YouTube. Oh my God. The only thing is you gotta ditch the boyfriend. This guy's gotta go. No, completely. Like, out of the question. Like, out of the fucking question. Jewish law. No, a woman cannot be in the same room as another man. Like, no man friends. Like, that's a thing. Nope. Not unless there's another woman in there. Yeah, I'll put your ass in a burqa. I'm actually not against that idea either. Like, not a burqa, but the hair wrap. Does that mean that you can get to wear a wig like the rest of it? Yeah! But you have to confess your undying fealty to the Lord. The boy doesn't have a choice. He'll grow into it. Like, you can't force it on him. But it's in his blood. So there's nothing that we can do about it. Like, so as it turns out, my father was a lot more pious of a man than he let on to people. I don't know what he told other people. But the way that God explains it to me, the way that my mother explains it to me too. My father was like into some shit. I'm trying to learn how to do. Did you see Dune 2 yet? Gotta imagine that you and that boy saw Dune 2. It's like the totally mommy and son movie. I wanted to see it with my mom, but I don't think she'd feel it. My mom doesn't. I don't see my mom doing Dune. Oh. Who are you talking to? I was talking to the imaginary version of my ex-wife and my son. It's his birthday. And by the time is it? 8:30. I know exactly what we were doing. My blushing bride, we weren't married at that point. But, well, King Solomon said too, don't lose the wife from your youth. Okay. Honey bear, I want to come back now. I'm ready to be your hubby again. God, I hope so. I hope so. I hope God brings us back together. Oh my fucking God. I can't wait. I hope God, okay, God, this is what I want. This is what I want. All right? I want you to get me and April back together again. And I want her to have to bring me into family dinner again. I can't wait. Because I know you motherfuckers, you can't escape me. This is just a hiatus. We just took a hiatus because shit needed to cool down, especially on my side. I needed to figure myself out. But I like the idea that Derek and April have to get back together again because they're secretly madly in love with each other. And I think I believe that's why my ex-wife and I don't have a relationship, because her feelings for me are so strong. I can sense you. I can sense your fucking fuming. I can sense your rage. I sense it. So like what I feel right now is I can see my ex-wife like fuming, like Lilith, daughter of fucking hatred, ready to fucking bite my dick off, cut my dick off, do horrible things to me, just slice me open and use my fucking chest cavity as a fucking bathtub, and then just scrub herself down with my fucking entrails. That's what I see. Oh, yeah, you never met my ex-wife. Oh, my future wife. Can my ex-wife be my future wife? Listen, Hashem, I would marry her again. Just because I just love the idea of it. You ever see the episode? You know at the end of fucking the Infinity Wars, when Thor has to hook up with the Asgardians of the Galaxy, back together again. Oh my God, I love it. Tree. Fuck, I love that idea. Well, when I was married, I always used to say to her, I want to be a house husband. Like, that's my dream. Like, I just want to be a fucking house husband. I'll stay home. I'll raise the fucking kids. I don't want to go to work anymore. I can't work for these fucking people. Now, I can work for God. I got no problem working for God. I love working for God. God, I fucking love working for God. My dick gets hard working for God. I'm not fucking joking. That's how much I love working for God. I can talk like that all I fucking want. Get it out of your system now. I am. That's what I'm doing. Oh my God. Oh, and Jews. And this is just an FYI for the Jewish nation. I got connects at Hugo Boss. I have this vision. God has shown me this vision that we hook the Jewish nation up with the Hugo Boss Corporation, and we work something out where Hugo Boss has to make up for their shady past by giving all Jews a discount on Hugo Boss. Well, over an excessive amount, right? So Jews get a bigger discount than non-Jews. Why? That's not fair. Says who? Well, maybe if you start loving God and having a deeper, more intimate relationship with God. And that's the thing. The Jewish relationship with God is not the same as any other relationship with God. The Christians sit around with Jesus' dick in their mouth. Jews, we make love to God. When we make love to our wives, when we make love to our husbands, we're making love to God. That connection, that intimacy, that's the type of intimacy that God wants with his children. That sounds kind of gross. Well, it's not that kind of children, you fucking idiot. You dumb. Idiot sandwich. I'd be the Gordon Ramsay of Jews. Oh my God. You're a fucking idiot sandwich. You're a fucking idiot. Oh my God. Can you do me a favor and read a fucking book, you fucking dolt? Holy shit. Maybe if somebody ever fucking taught you how to think, not what to think, you fucking cretin. Stop wasting my time. Oh, God. You fat piece of shit. I don't give a fuck about you, and I don't give a fuck about your stupid fucking company. The only fucking reason I'm here is because you're fucking paying me. Trust me, if you weren't fucking paying me, I'd tell you to suck my dick, you fat prick. Or maybe I might even tell your wife to fucking suck my dick so we can fucking videotape it and send it to you, you fucking cocksucker. How fucking dare you talk to me like that again? Go fuck yourself. No, I don't fucking hate you. Stop being a fucking bitch about it. If I hated you, trust me, if I hated you, you would know. No, but you are a fucking idiot. I don't give a fuck how much money you have. You can cram your money up your fucking dick hole, bud. And Jimmy Bono, you can sprechen on the fucking pinga too. I don't give a fuck. You big doofy dumb piece of shit. The fucking two of you. Oh my God, fuck off. Thank you, Hashem. Ah, yummy. And you know what? I'll take my old job back too. I'll take my old job working for Frank. Because you know what? I want to talk to Frank like that every single fucking day. I want Frank to be afraid to come to work because he has to see my fucking face every day. I want to make him cry. I saw you cry once. You saw me fucking cry because my father was about to die, you dumb fuck. You dumb fuck. Is your dad dead yet? Is Big Frank dead yet? Should I do a dance? Make believe I'm dancing on Big Frank's grave? The fuck you fucking idiot? You dumb piece of shit. Fuck. Is that fucking idiot Insaner? The dad killer. Did Insaner kill your dad too? The fucking idiot giving my father cigarettes when he's got fucking 4th degree cancer. Whatever you do, don't give my dad cigarettes. What did you do? Give my dad fucking cigarettes, you dumb cunt. Look at him, he's Insaner. He's a fucking crybaby bitch. You better not still be working for Frank, you fucking pathetic piece of shit. Oh my God. Where's fucking, well, what the fuck is that other idiot? Wayne Gretzky? Wayne Gretzky. The fucking hockey champ. Get out of here. Underneath Frank's desk. Yeah, motherfucker. Yeah, I'm fucking hanging out underneath fucking Frank's desk. Yeah. Did you go pro on fucking hockey yet? Hockey? You hockey pro yet? Oh, that's right. No, you the last time I saw you, you were a fucking hockey teacher. You know what they say about teachers? Teachers teach you because they can't do. Just like just like what's Nat's sister? The fucking the master of kindergarten. You dumb bitch. He's a fucking send your dumb ass to fucking kindergarten. Teach you how to teach kids. Don't fucking sit there with your feet up looking at your goddamn phone. Dumb fuck. But then again, you can say that about any teacher. One teacher is 10,000 teachers. My life, Hashem, please, I want to crush the NJ, the New Jersey fucking Teachers Union. just crush my fucking Jew dick right down its throats. The fuck out of public education bullshit. You're teaching fucking monkeys. You're teaching monkeys how to be monkeys. You know, you're not teaching them how to be fucking humans. Oh, fuck yeah. When I have my fucking way, you're gonna be teaching a fucking Bible, motherfuckers. You're gonna be teaching my motherfucking Bible, the way I fucking teach it. We're not fucking fun-loving, happy-day Christians. No, we're fucking going Old motherfucking Testament. I want those fucking kids to cry because they're fucking so deathly afraid of God. And me. God, I love the idea of being feared. If you're not gonna fear God, then you have to fear me. I'm not talking to Jews. I'm talking to the non-Jews. World leaders, CEOs. I want to eat your fear. I want to be in a room with you. And I want to smell the piss. Every meeting I have to go to, I want to smell piss because I want people pissing and shitting their pants because they're so fucking afraid of me. Oh, yummy. I know I said one lap, and it's oh man, my back. Hashem, how is that? I feel like this is like so delicious. I feel good getting all this shit out of my chest. Because I feel like this is all stuff that I hold on to. And it's good to get that kind of release. Not my family though, not my little snuggle bunny, and not my little baby bubble boy. I know, he's a 17-year-old man now. Like, he's a big dude. I would like to get back into the industry of being a parent, you know? I'd like to have my parenting time dialed back up to like 100%. I'd like to get the fuck out of my mom's house. I'd like to get the fuck back into my son's house so I can fucking catch up with my fucking family. And I'm not just talking about my son and his mom. I'm talking about my in-laws too. Because technically, I'm still part of the family. You know that. You can't be related to him and not be related to me. I haven't seen my nieces in God knows how fucking long. I miss the fuck out of them. I haven't seen my god wife in a while. I want to see how she's been developing. Let's see how my goddaughter is doing. So that my god wife and my goddaughter, me and my god wife can adopt. See, my ex-wife, I haven't the whole thing worked out perfectly. I've been planning this out in my head. So if April is not willing to get back and like do the house husband thing, my thought is I can be like the nanny for Julie, for Jubes, and then I still got unfinished business with my god wife because she was a little too young back then. And we have a goddaughter that we haven't, like, nurtured. Because technically the boy, does the boy really even need me? He's 17 at this point. You're having fun with this. I know. Well, Hashem, that's part of my job. Part of the job of being a Jew is you have to be enthusiastic about it. You have to have fun. And this I write about this stuff. Like, I write these things out. But I don't really get to talk. I'll talk about it, but I don't get to talk about it when I have my phone recording. That adds a whole layer of fucking like, oh fuck, I can't believe I just said that. But that's the point. Right, I have this fantasy. I have this fantasy that me and my god wife, we take custody of my goddaughter, of our goddaughter, but we like strip her away from her parents, and it's a really sad situation. Everyone's crying. No, Wiggle Worm. But Wiggle Worm doesn't even want it. Wiggle Worm's like, get the fuck out of here. You people, I've been wanting to get the fuck away from you people forever. So then we have a whole new family. So it's the God family, my god wife and my goddaughter, my ex-wife and my ex-son. Oh, don't say that. You're gonna hurt his feelings. I don't think so. I don't think he gives a shit. I think that dude's cold as ice. But, I mean, at the same time, like, I'm cool with him. Like, it's all good in the hood. But, at the same time, like, I don't know what this dude's going through his head. I don't know what he thinks about me. Because we don't talk. I don't know if he's shy. I don't know if his feelings are hurt. Like, I wouldn't do that to him. Like, and I know God wouldn't do that either, unless he was a real piece of shit. If my son was like a real fucking piece of shit behind my back, if he broke the commandment of honoring your father and your mother, like, I would say, like, I can't have pity for him. Like, if he offended God that badly, hey, man, I made my bed. I've been lying in my bed for the past 6 years. I don't know about nobody else. I don't know what the fuck anybody else has been doing. You motherfuckers rolled me off like I was a fucking leper. I haven't seen the boy for 6 fucking birthdays. Do you people not feel bad at all? Do you people not feel bad at all? Like honestly, is there no compassion that goes, wow, I wonder what kind of effect this is having on Derek, not seeing his son for 6 years. Like, are we just placating to Princess? Is that what we're doing? Because at what point do we finally go, yo, April, 6 years, you guys haven't been able to figure out why? There's something else going on here. What's the real story? What's the real story for the reason that you guys aren't talking? Throw it out there. Say it. Say I raped you. Say I raped him. Say that I'm abusive. I beat you guys. Now I beat Gigi. That's for goddamn sure. But I think everybody knew that. And if nobody knew, I did kill Gigi. But I had to put Gigi down because Gigi was suffering. And I needed to have one kill under my belt. And it just worked out perfectly because the dog had to be put down. So the fact that I got to do it, that was my medicine. But it was also Gigi's medicine as well. Because you have to understand that Gigi and I had an agreement a long time ago. Long before anybody else was fucking involved in this shit. When Derek dies, that animal part of Derek's soul is resurrected in dog form, and that dog is named Gigi. So when Derek beats that dog, Derek's just beating a female dog who has Derek's soul inside of her. So, go fuck yourself. That I knew about that. That's why I didn't feel bad about what I was doing. Because one, that rage needed a target, and let me ask you this. Would you have preferred it being the boy and April? Or the dog? You're welcome. We have a 17-year-old boy now. Now, mind you, had we not had the dog, had I not been directing all of that rage, that pent-up rage at the dog, the boy wouldn't be 17 years old right now. He wouldn't have made it to 1. Because I would have killed him. And I would have killed her too. Because it was my destiny to kill something. To kill someone. And I wouldn't be able to kill one without killing the other. What makes us think that you won't do it now? I got it out of my system. Well, now I have methods. God has taught me how to, well, not just God, but also witches. You know, I'm trained in witchcraft. I do practice witchery. Are you the one that's been putting curses on it? No, I don't do that. I can't do that. If I put a curse on you, then it comes back at me. So what I do is I put curses on myself. I put all the worst, gnarliest curses on myself because every curse is a blessing in disguise if you know how to see it. So what I do is I put all the really gnarly shit on myself. I bless blessings. May the boy have a most blessed 17th birthday, the best 17th birthday ever. May my son have the best morning after. May he have the best birthday party. May my ex-wife, may April have the best day. May she be blessed with raincorns and unicorn. Not raincorns. I was gonna say candy corn. She doesn't like candy corn. Unicorns, pretty bows, the most beautiful, biggest, brightest teeth. the Miley Cyrusest of all the teeths. May she have nothing but pleasure and a great day. May this be her best birthday that she's ever thrown for the boy. May all of his friends have a great and amazing time. May everybody have a great time. And open up all the fucking best presents ever. May my mother-in-law, may she have an awesome day. May my father-in-law and my mother-in-law, may they have the best summer, the best rest of their summers ever. Just filled with so much fun and joy. May my ex-brother-in-law and my ex-sister-in-law, well, my sister-in-law, because you are technically my sister-in-law, you are technically my brother-in-law. Because you can't be related to Desmond and not be related to me, so go fuck yourself. May all my nieces, blessing all of my nieces, and even the nieces I don't even know I might have. And the best day at work. The best union guy with the best sister-in-law. May everybody have such an amazing time celebrating Desm's birthday. And may utter one daughter, not my goddaughter, but utter one daughter, have the best birthday ever. Blessings. Thank you, Hashem. Rain down. I want you to golden showers of blessings on everybody. Just rain it all down. So much joy and happiness for all of them. Because it makes me feel good in my heart to bless people, not to hurt people. I don't like that. That's not the Jewish way. We aren't jerk-offs like that. The only people that we smite, the only motherfuckers that we smite are those motherfuckers that try to fuck with us, that fuck with God. And that's the thing. And here's another thing, go back to what I was saying about the Israelite war that's going on right now. How you know it's bullshit. Because Jews don't have to fight in a war. Jews don't fight. God fights. We just clean up the mess. That's how it goes. You read the Bible. Everyone who reads the Bible knows that. No Jew has ever had to fight a war that wasn't already won. Unless they were pissing off God. Like King Saul. All the kings that came after David. I mean, there's not that there wasn't good kings that came after David, but there was a reason why Israel, that the line of David got booted out of fucking Israel. And not all of it was bad. I mean, it's bad on the surface, but realistically, like I was saying before, it's like if you can't see past good and bad, you're gonna miss a lot of the subtle details. All right, where are we at? Let's start walking home now, because I'm fucking hungry. Oh God, my head doesn't hurt as much as it did. I feel better. Like I feel like I just kind of pumped out a lot of stuff. No, but I was sitting home before after the last video. Like I went home and took a shower, and I started writing because I'm studying the 5 rings with Miyamoto Masashi, and we're on the subject of timing and how timing is so vital in terms of the way of strategy. And one of the things that was coming to my mind is my method of astrology. Like I don't practice astrology. What I do isn't astrology per se. Like astrologers don't do things the way that I do them. It's a calendar. The birth chart is a calendar. It's your personal calendar. It's like your biological clock, right? And so you got 12 signs. Each sign is 30 degrees. So all 12 signs, they come together in a 360 degree wheel. That's the wheel of the year. Now every degree that's on the zodiac wheel is associated with a day of the year. Of the secular, of the Gregorian, of the regular calendar. So for instance, always and forever. 0 degrees Cancer is always going to be on the summer solstice. Always. 0 degrees Cancer is always and forever going to be on the winter solstice. 0 degrees Aries is always going to be at the spring equinox, and 0 degrees Libra is always going to be on the fall equinox. So you just kind of fill in the gaps from there. So my method of timing things is motherfucker. I know. My method, timing, method of timing things, method of calculating time from the zodiac. It's pretty simple. So it takes 365 and a quarter days plus a couple hours and a couple minutes for the sun to complete a 360-degree orbit of the zodiac wheel. The Western zodiac wheel. I mean, and the sidereal, but that's a whole other thing. We're not getting into that right now. So wherever planets are placed on your chart, right? So each sign is a time of year, is a time of the year. So wherever a planet is placed in your chart, that planet's at a very specific degree. That degree is associated with a day. That's a day to keep in mind. It's a day to remember. Why? I don't know. Depends. Only you're gonna know. Like, I can't tell you what the fuck is gonna happen. That's not the point. We can probably fine-tune it to 1 degree, because you always have to consider that the planet's inside of a house, which is inside of a sign, during a time of the year, and that certain energies for your person are only going to be, not that they're only active, but they're more predominantly active at certain times of the year, which is demonstrated within the chart itself. So you have to be able to look at all those things. Now, I don't do this type of stuff for people. Like, I don't read charts for people. Why? If someone needs me to read their chart, they'll ask me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't go fishing for compliments. I know how to pat myself on the back. As a matter of fact, speaking of, thank you, Hashem. Oh man. So I don't need to do certain things because I can take care of myself. Which is a little bit difficult because you gotta understand, I'm a Leo, so I need constant validation. How the hell is he doing this? I thought he was one of those people that needed like validation all the time. I do. Don't take that for granted. And I don't take that for granted, rather. But what I've learned is how to validate myself and how to accept validation from God. Now, that's the most important one. How do you get validated by God? That's one of the secret sauces. That's called bitahon. Bitahon. Trust in God. No, I mean literally, it's trusting God to take care of shit. So how do you develop trust with God? You take leaps of faith that are scary as fuck. Like this. Try to imagine, this is me taking a massive leap of faith. Like, I'm talking about some shit, I'm talking about people, I'm opening up about some shit that's like really scary. Being really vulnerable about stuff. And trust me, I'm giving myself a lot of credit for this. That's why I'm giving myself pats on the back. It's like, God damn. And you're gonna upload this too. Like that's scary to think, like, you know, someone you know might watch this. And they might spread it around to other people you know. And the next thing you know, your family sees it, your ex-family sees it, the President of the United States sees it, your future ex-wife sees it, your future wife sees it. Your future partner sees it. There's a good way of saying it. Your future employees see it. Your future nation sees it. Like, there's a lot of things going on in my head. Like, every video that I make, like, there's that anxiety. Like, there's the potential of at least 8 billion people watching this. And that's scary. gotta imagine like all that kind of anxiety that would come. Like, oh my God, I can't do this. But God doesn't want pussies. Moshiach can't be a pussy. Do you understand? Am I making sense to you? If Moshiach is the leader of the New World Order, which we have already established that he is, we already know that he is, because, like we said, when he comes to power, like everyone has to bow. It's like, all right, done now. Even the Pope has to bow down to him. Why? Because it's protocol. Why? Because it's not. When Moshiach comes, that's when everybody knows. Oh shit! This isn't a joke. This is actually serious. Yeah. But what you have to understand is first you have to understand I am Moshiach and so are you. Because I am Moshiach, so are you. That's the mentality. That's the mentality that you need. That's the mentality that the Jews need right now. I am Moshiach and so are you. I'm Moshiach and so are you. Pass it on. I give you authority to say it. How about that? I give you authority to acknowledge yourself as Moshiach because I already did. Because I did it, you're allowed to. And no one can stop you. And that's a fact. Good evening, my friend.
How you doing, Derek?
Doing all right.
Gotta make sure the car's locked.
Yeah, I feel that.
But now at least I have them on film.
Have you seen anybody coming back around or no?
No.
No? All right, that's good.
My friend had a very interesting idea. The umbrella that he left in the car that night.
Yeah.
He said, put it out on the porch as bait in case he comes around again. He'll want his umbrella back.
Yeah.
But dip the handle in fentanyl. By the time he gets to the street, he'll be dead.
That's an idea. I don't know where you're going to get it. I don't know where you get that.
Atlantic City seems like a good place.
That would definitely be the place.
He said, yeah, by the time he gets out to the street, he'll be dead. Self-inflicted.
Yeah, there's that. Oh, or not dip it, and then you just got him on camera coming onto your porch, and then you got his face.
Well, yeah, but that and 50 cents, catch and release.
Yeah.
What are they going to do to him? Nothing.
Yeah.
They're going to do absolutely nothing. Huh. How's things going with you?
Not bad. Everything's going really well.
Good.
Yeah, I feel like everything's going really well, and I think that's the indicator that everything is going really well.
Just get your shit ready, because all the economic indicators are saying we're going to have a hard recession coming soon.
I feel that. You know, country could probably use it. They could use some calamity.
No, there's enough calamity going on with Israel and Iran right now that, they re-implemented the draft. Coincidentally, now all hell's breaking out in the Middle East. What do you think's going to happen?
Man's war, not God's war.
Well, I understand that, but men are going to have to go die, because especially if Iran attacks Israel, who do we stand with? Now that Kamala Harris is so pro-Hezbollah and Hamas, and if Iran attacks, well, gee, now, if Obama is pulling the strings, he's going to side with Iran, because just before he left the presidency, he gave him $6 billion in cash, in unmarked bills. Who do you think they're going to want to side with?
Yeah. Well, I mean, keep our fingers crossed that the Most High brings about Moshiach and everything gets smoothed out.
Look, I agree with you. I don't want to see it. I'm too old to fucking put on my fucking army shit and go back and fight.
Yeah. That's right, because that's going to spread to a world war.
Yeah, gee. And just before the election, And just like what just happened in Ukraine, because they're in the middle of the war, guess what they did? Canceled the election.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I don't think they have the balls to do that here. I mean, I can see it. I'm not saying that it's impossible. It's not impossible.
They would have to take everybody's guns away before they did that. Because people won't stand for it. You're going to cancel the election? Yeah, we're going to have one of our own.
I can see that to a degree, but I got a feeling that people are a little more complacent. But then again, maybe that's what people need is that little spark on their ass to stand the fuck up.
Listen,
that's not a bad thing.
I have family in North Carolina. I have family in Tennessee. They cancel the election, yeah. I'm not going to say every Democrat that lives down there is going to be dead, but yeah, they better duck and cover.
Yeah. Well, that's a big bold move, but at the same time,
not to them. They started the first
No,
Civil
what
War.
I'm saying is that whole idea of canceling or postponing or making any kind of gesture in that regards with compromising the integrity of the system itself and the natural cycles.
Now?
Of course, but I mean in a more overt way.
No, that's just straight out telling you no.
Yeah.
You can't win. We're taking over.
Exactly.
Look at the election they just had in Venezuela. Maduro was down by 40 points compared to all the exit polls in the election.
Right.
And at 2 o'clock in the morning, the same time something happened in our election in 2020. 2 o'clock in the morning, miraculously, he found enough votes to win.
There you go. There you go. It's the will of the people.
No. If they're that brazen that Ukraine just did it, Venezuela just did it, well, we might as well try it here.
Of course. Well, you gotta keep pushing and keep doing it until people finally start catching on and go, hey, wait.
It's already happened.
It's building up there. I mean, I think it's gonna take some more time. I mean, 6 years ago, I think is when I really started to notice. Not that 6 years ago was when it started.
No.
6 years ago is
for over 20 years.
6 years ago is when I first started to notice that it started to become a more widespread awareness of things. But and up until this point, I'd say that people are more. Not that they're better educated.
No, they're not.
They're more consciously aware that things are not as they should be. Right. I guess that would be a wise way to say it.
You realize one thing, and I'll tell you how long it's been going on. Do you realize that you could take any college student, or I would say the majority of college students, to Washington, D.C., to the Archive building, show them the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution, and they can't read it because they don't understand script?
I believe that.
That's how long it's been going on.
I believe that because we live in a world, and I don't think it's just here. This is everywhere. Is that the predominant way of thinking is telling people what to think, not teaching people how to think. People don't know how to think. They know how to repeat what they've been told. They know how to repeat facts and data. But here's the thing: facts and data, all facts and data. Facts and data that you like, facts and data that I like, facts and data that we don't like. They're all made up.
How about Gays for Palestine? Think we should send them over to Palestine and see how long they last? You get off the plane, here's a 5th-story building we want to introduce you to. We'll see you at the bottom.
Yeah.
You're not using the elevator.
Yeah, everything's a good idea until it's in your face.
Good evening, Michael.
How are you guys?
Doing all right.
All right, just locking up the car before somebody tries to steal it again.
Again?
Yeah, they tried a couple months ago.
Well, you got somebody down here, right, last fall?
They got a couple people. They hit Choo Choo's car 3 weeks ago.
Did they?
Yeah, they busted out the back window to get in.
Really?
Yeah,
Where's that?
right there.
Oh. That soon? That long ago?
That was 3 weeks ago. They busted out her back window. She had to have Safeway come and replace it.
Shit. I didn't realize it was that recent.
Yeah.
Guys. But you know, what can you do? What can't you do?
I know what I could do. I already have everything I need. I just went up to Restaurant Depot yesterday. I bought 2 more cases of tomatoes for $20 a case.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I gotta go up, because that was the diced tomatoes. Tomorrow I gotta go get 2 cases of the restaurant-sized cans of the crushed tomatoes. And then, yeah, I'll be home making sauce, taking out the pressure canner, pressure canning it in jars and putting it away.
Yeah.
I'll have my winter food supply built up so I don't have to leave the house.
That's smart. Smart. They got some good stuff over there too. I was just there. My mom and I ran over there a couple, like 2 weeks ago. They definitely got some good stuff. I think that was a membership that was not. How did I thought you had to be a business owner to get in there. Do you have an entity?
We own the Ritas in Absecon. My family does.
Ah, okay.
So we have a food
Can I
service
trouble you for one of them? I hate asking. Like, that's annoying to me, but
It doesn't bother me. I roll my own, dude.
this is like the 3rd time I saw someone smoking today, and I'm like, fuck.
Here, you do. I'm gonna burn my finger. Wait.
Thank you. I'm still on my fast, so today was a little bit rough because I really wanted one, and I saw 2 people smoking.
Well, this ain't eating,
This
so
is
you're not
too.
breaking a fast.
It's different kind of fast. Different kind. And these you rolled? Nice.
Yeah, I'm not paying $12 a pack. Fuck you.
I don't blame you. Do you have the machine that does it?
The little Tops machine that.
How like what does that all like come together at? I mean, price wise, cost wise.
The can of tobacco is like $60. You get about 8 packs
Okay.
for $60. The tubes are $4 for 250 tubes,
Oh,
which
shit.
will last you. That's what, 10, 12 packs. About every 2 weeks, I go through a box and 2 cans.
Yeah. I always wanted to, when I was younger, I wanted to get into the rolling side of it. Because, I don't know why, but because I always thought it seemed kind of cooler. Plus, it's like, hey, fuck it, you know what? I got my own fucking cigarettes.
Well, I
You
mean,
got your own little TLC that goes into it.
It's not even a TLC. It's money.
There's that.
I buy 6 packs. I'm going to pay over $70.
Yeah. Cause what did you smoke? You smoked American Spirit Yellow?
This is American Spirit tobacco.
Oh, really? You know what? Because I'm glad you said that because that's what I was that was going through my head just now. I was thinking about, because I smoke American Spirit Dark Green, so I would imagine that they
So
definitely have to sell
if you want to smoke American Spirit Dark Green, pop a mint in your mouth and smoke this.
Well, I would imagine they sell that tobacco loose.
I don't know if American Spirit sells menthol. They have the dark blue, which is the organic shit out of Virginia, which I don't really give a shit about. They got the light blue, they got the yellow.
Okay.
But it's not, the tobacco is all the same.
Yeah.
It's the tube that makes a difference. This is a light tube. It has
okay.
a bunch of holes perforated around the filter, so it lets air in.
Okay.
If I get the red box, there's no holes. It's like smoking a Marlboro.
Gotcha. So you'd have to get menthol tubes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I can feel that. I can get down with that.
But it's like $60 for the machine. And I've had the machine for 10, 11 years.
I'm gonna put that on my wish list. Hey, Sheb, you heard it. Cost-effective cigarettes.
Cost-effective way to kill yourself.
Plant medicine. But I get it. One way to look at it. One way out of 10,000 ways to look at it.
I don't give a shit. Look, my brother said, I want to keep you around for a long time. You should think about quit smoking. I said, look, I've lived longer than my son. Since I really don't want to fucking hear it. When it's your turn when it's your name on that page, the day that page turns, you ain't gonna stop it.
Yeah. I feel it.
It's all predestined.
Yeah. Everything's written in stone.
That's right. Moses was the first person in the world to take something from the cloud and put it on a tablet.
Facts. Very much. Well, the interesting thing is, especially studying Torah is like one of the, if you want proof that there is no free will, there you go. It's right there.
No, it is what it is. You're going to try to make your way through the blip of time that you are on this earth the best you can.
Exactly. And have the most fun doing it. You either be a fucking miserable prick about it, or...
I'm not going to be a miserable prick about it. So,
Right. I spent long enough of my life being a miserable prick about it. Those times is over. I'm done being miserable.
So here you go. We have a colony.
Of bunnies.
2 bunnies.
2 bunnies.
1, 2, 3 bunnies. They're all out here the other day. I was sitting in the car having a cigarette. I took pictures of them. So we have free food.
Yeah. You know, at this point, I thought that too. I see him in the backyard sometimes. I'm like, you know, you look yummy, little feller.
Hassan pfeffer. I like Hassan pfeffer.
I know. Boy got his car back.
What?
He loves that thing. It's a baby.
Okay. Oh, excuse me.
As you can probably tell, I'm not much of a car man.
See what I have, don't you?
Yeah.
2003. And the beauty of that car, as opposed to any other car on this street, that if the government decides that you're not allowed to drive and flips that switch on OnStar and disables every car, that ain't got it.
That's good.
I'll be driving. I'll be Tom Cruise in War of the Worlds. On a fucking moving car.
This is funny. I just finished this book. You ever read I Am Legend?
No.
That's a good one. It's
I've seen the movie though.
movie. I saw the movie a while back. It was the book. I enjoyed the book. I didn't realize how old it was because the story takes place in the 70s, but it was written in the 50s.
Well, if you go on, I don't know, Amazon Prime, one of them, or if you have a cracked Fire Stick, it's a movie that was made back in the 70s called Damnation Alley.
Okay.
Good movie. One of the first post-apocalyptic movies there were.
Okay.
You know, other than the 50s.
Yeah.
This is about people on a military base out in the Midwest. They set off all the nuclear bombs, and they have this special vehicle that the Army made that could go through all that shit.
Yeah.
And they try to make their way back to civilization.
Okay. That sounds pretty cool. Sounds interesting. Did you ever read speaking of fucking post-apocalyptic, Philip K. Dick?
No.
No? He was a sci-fi writer in the late 50s, 60s, 70s. Blade Runner, are you familiar with?
Yes.
Okay. He was the one who wrote the book that Blade Runner was based off of. But one of his big themes that he always kind of went to was nuclear war and waking up to a reality that isn't the reality that you went to sleep to.
Oh, yeah.
He always had that guy. He's one of my favorites.
We're done in a heartbeat. If there's ever a nuclear war, New York is a major target. Philadelphia, because of the Navy base, is a major target. Now, the effects of a nuclear blast, 125 miles. You're only 40 miles from Philly. And the 177th Air Force Base right up the street is a fighter defense for the East Coast from Washington to Boston.
And then there's Oyster Creek right down the street.
That's done. They closed that.
They did?
Yeah, they shut that down. They blew up the towers last year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How do they dispose of the rods and all of?
They just took the rods out, moved them to wherever they contain the rods.
Oh.
They imploded the big tower last year.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was a big thing. But the 177th is fighter defense for the East Coast.
Okay.
So you got 1, 2, 3 nuclear bombs, all within 100 miles. It's going to be a nanosecond, and all this shit we're talking about ain't going to mean shit anyway.
Yeah.
If that ever happened.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. I mean, I know there's people that want it.
I don't want it. I just want to make it through another 10, 15 years. I'll be good. Then I'll be too old to give a fuck. I'm too old to give a fuck now. You know, I've reached that stage in my life when you're standing in front of the judge and they say life imprisonment. I said, great. When I was raising kids,
Yeah.
oh, that scared the shit out of me. Does it have the same effect today? Fuck no. Oh, okay. Life imprisonment? Okay.
Yeah. Bring it on.
What do I got? 10, 15 years left? Okay. Do what you want to do with me in prison. I don't give a shit. I'm an old man. But I'm a crotchety old man. I'll find anything. You try to stick something up my ass. I don't care who you are. Yeah, I'm gonna bite. Call you the Dickless Wonder and put you in a girl's prison.
Yeah, I feel that. And I think that's why they knocked your teeth out. I met a guy in Dallas back in 2020. He and his buddy, they had just gotten out of prison in like South Mississippi. Dude was missing his teeth. He told me, it's like, that's why they knocked my teeth out, because it was all the dicks I had to suck. Whoa, okay, holy shit. I pissed that guy off. I was fucking scared. I was scared for my life.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I was a younger bad dad. But I faced it. I did get hurt. It is what it is. You gotta do what you gotta do. Fuck it, right?
Listen,
You only die once, so they say.
I have plenty of wireless communication devices in the house. I'm not worried about it.
Oh.
And you know what they are.
Mm-hmm.
223, 556, 300 blackout, 3030 Winchester, 6.5 Creedmoor. Yeah, okay, I got plenty of wireless communications devices. And I don't buy ammunition, so I'm not worried about it. I make it.
All good in the hood.
Huh?
They're all good in the hood.
Listen, between him, me, Beth, the cop up the street, the cop on that end of the street.
Cop at the other end of the fucking street.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm talking about.
I was talking with the guy that lived next door to me.
Oh, yeah, and then the other cop on the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Ain't nothing coming up this street.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it.
And then straight across on Burton, just hop that Damon's fence. Yeah, there's a staff sergeant from the 177th and a discharged Army veteran that'll be here in a matter of 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a safe street.
Yeah.
Safe as it needs to be.
Yeah. And it's all a crossfire. But as Marco always used to say, and God rest his soul, he says, you know, Dad, shit ever goes downhill fast, it's not going to be too hard to beat a bunch of people walking down the street carrying bongs and dildos.
The wise man.
Huh?
The wise man.
Well, not too far off.
All right, my friend. Thank you for the cigarette. Appreciate it. How much is left? Oh, I still got a little bit. Hey, we got a cigarette. How do you like that? I think we had a good night. I had fun. Hashem, how did you have fun? I even got to say, I even got to invoke Moshiach after literally talking about Moshiach. I know. I was hearing intrusive voices. Why don't you fucking tell him about what you were just talking about? We talk about it. Hey, buddy. God, I love smoking. Last drag. I hate asking. I don't like asking him. It's a pain in the ass. It's a pain in the ass for me. Alright, well, we got 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Not bad. Hashem, I think we did a really good job tonight. Now we go study the way of strategy.